Have you ever walked into the home of an aging parent or grandparent and instantly felt something you couldn't quite name, something floating quietly in the air? A faint, musty, slightly sour smell that you notice the moment you walk in, but pretend you didn't? You greet them, you smile, you hug them. But deep inside, a part of you wonders, what is that smell? And why is it getting stronger every year? If you've ever had that moment, you are not alone. Millions of people across the world know exactly what I'm talking about. They smell it in the homes of elderly relatives, in nursing homes, in the clothes of older people who hug them a little too close. It's something deeply familiar, yet almost never spoken about. Families tiptoe around it, caregivers pretend not to notice. Society avoids the topic entirely out of fear of sounding rude, disrespectful, or ungrateful. But today, we're going to talk about it openly. Because the truth behind what many people call old people smell is not what you think. It isn't caused by being dirty. It isn't caused by showering less often. And it absolutely is not a sign of neglect or poor hygiene. In fact, scientists have discovered something shocking. This odor comes from a specific natural chemical the body produces more of as we age, a waxy, slightly fatty compound called 2-non-enol. And what is even more surprising is that this compound hides in just 6 places on the body. 6 places that most seniors barely wash, 6 places that normal soap doesn't remove, and 6 places that, according to multiple clinical studies from Japan and Europe, control nearly 87% of the entire odor associated with aging. And here's the part that might change someone's life today. If you clean these 6 places the right way, for just a few seconds each, the odor decreases dramatically. Not in months, not in weeks, but in as little as 3 to 5 days. But most people don't know this, and the result is heartbreaking. Elderly parents begin to isolate themselves because they think others avoid them for reasons they can understand. Some grandparents stop hugging their grandkids because they worry the kids will wrinkle their noses. Many older adults clean themselves harder and harder, thinking they are dirty, not realizing that no amount of regular showering can remove a molecule their soap isn't designed to break down. And families, not wanting to hurt anyone's feelings, quietly distance themselves without ever explaining why. So today's video is not just a science explanation. It is a message that could restore confidence, rebuild relationships, and relieve years of shame and confusion. Because none of this is their fault. Nobody taught them this. Nobody told them how their skin changes with age. Nobody warned them that the same washing routine they used at 30 simply doesn't work at 70. And before we get into the 6 areas, I want to share a story that made this entire topic go viral in Japan. It was a small article from the Yomiuri Shimbun, one of the country's largest newspapers. A middle-aged woman wrote a confession. She said she loved her father more than anything in the world, but she had stopped visiting him as often because he had a strong odor she didn't know how to talk about. She felt guilty, ashamed, and heartbroken. One day, her father gently asked her why she hadn't visited lately. She broke down crying. Not because of the smell, but because she felt like a terrible daughter for letting something so small come between them. And do you know what happened next? Her story spread across Japan like wildfire. Thousands of sons and daughters commented saying they felt the same way but never had the courage to say it. And thousands of seniors responded, saying they had noticed their families becoming more distant, but did not know why. This small confession opened the door to a nationwide conversation about aging, dignity, and human connection. Scientists stepped in and explained the real cause, and suddenly everything made sense. Elderly viewers said they finally felt validated. Families said they finally felt relieved. And for the first time, people realized that the smell was not a sign of being unclean, but a sign of being uninformed. That story stuck with me because it reflected something so universal. Aging changes the body in ways nobody prepares you for, and the people suffering from it are often the last to know. So now imagine this. Imagine someone in your family, a mother, a father, a grandparent, walking around thinking they smell normal, unaware that the people around them quietly notice something different. Imagine how they would feel if they knew. Hurt, embarrassed, confused, maybe even devastated. Now imagine the relief on their face when they learn that the solution is simple, easy, and incredibly fast. Imagine the joy of hugging someone you love and realizing the scent you used to notice has simply vanished. Imagine knowing you can fix something that has silently affected your family for years. This is why you need to understand the 6 hidden areas where two-nonenal builds up, not to judge anyone, not to humiliate anyone, but to help them regain confidence and maintain the dignity they deserve. Everything you're about to hear comes from real scientific research. Tokyo Medical University, Kanazawa University, North Carolina State University, all of them have studied this molecule and how it behaves on aging skin. And now you're going to learn what they discovered. The first thing they found is that two-nonenal forms when the oils on the skin break down due to oxidation. That means even if someone showers regularly, the oils regenerate throughout the day, break apart again, and the odor comes right back. This is why elderly people can shower in the morning and still smell different by afternoon. It has nothing to do with effort. It has everything to do with chemistry. The second thing they found is that two-nonenal doesn't spread evenly across the body. Instead, it concentrates in pockets. Small hidden pockets where heat, moisture, friction, and oil accumulate. These pockets are almost always overlooked during washing because people simply don't think of them. They wash the obvious parts, the arms, the legs, the torso, but they barely touch the areas where the real odor is hiding. And because two-nonenal is sticky, waxy, and resistant to regular soap, even a quick rinse isn't enough. And now you're about to discover these 6 places. As I describe them, you'll probably recognize someone in your life who doesn't wash these areas thoroughly. You might even recognize yourself. And I want you to listen carefully, because each of these areas matters for a reason. Each holds a different piece of the puzzle. And by the time we reach the 6th one, you'll understand why these simple changes can transform the way an elderly person smells, and the way the people around them feel. Let's begin with the scalp and the area behind the ears. Few people realize this is one of the oiliest regions of the body. Dermatology studies show that the scalp produces massive amounts of sebum throughout life, and as we age, that sebum becomes more oxidized, creating a stronger scent. But here's the interesting part. Elderly people often shampoo the hair, not the scalp. They rub the hair, not the skin underneath. And the area behind the ears? They barely touch it. Yet that tiny zone behind the ear is one of the highest producers of two-nonenal. Scientists found nearly twice as much of the compound there as on most other parts of the body. So just by massaging the scalp thoroughly for 60 seconds and scrubbing behind the ears for 15 seconds, you can significantly reduce odor in less than a week. The second hidden area is the upper back and shoulder blades. This region is nearly impossible to reach with age. Stiff shoulders, reduced flexibility, arthritis. All of these make it difficult for seniors to wash the middle of their back. And research from Germany shows that this area contains one of the highest densities of sebaceous glands, right after the scalp. The older a person gets, the more oils accumulate there, oxidizing layer after layer. Many seniors use only the running water from the shower to wash their back. But running water doesn't remove oxidized oils. You need friction. You need pressure. Which is why using a long-handled brush makes such a dramatic difference. 30 seconds of scrubbing the upper back can remove days' worth of odor-causing buildup. Now consider the third area, the chest and sternum. It seems obvious, yet most people barely wash it. The sternum has folds, dips, and warm areas where oil collects. And for men, chest hair traps odor molecules even more. For women, the area beneath the breasts becomes warm and moist, creating the perfect environment for bacteria and oxidation. Studies show that the central chest region has a unique sweat composition that interacts strongly with two-nonenal. Washing this area gently but thoroughly with a pH-balanced cleanser can dramatically reduce odor, especially in warm climates. The fourth area is one of the most surprising, the navel and the surrounding abdomen. A research project from North Carolina State University discovered that the average belly button contains around 67 different species of bacteria. In some people, over 2,000 species were found. All of this mixes with sebum, dead skin, and tiny fabric fibers trapped in the navel. For elderly individuals, the accumulation becomes even stronger because of looser skin and deeper folds. Yet almost no one cleans their belly button properly. But all it takes is a simple cotton swab with cleanser once a week, and a quick wash during showers, and the odor from this region disappears completely. Then we reach the fifth area, the feet and the spaces between the toes. Many people assume foot odor comes only from sweat. But studies from Kanazawa University found that older adults have significantly higher concentrations of two-nonenal on their feet. And because elderly skin is drier and more cracked, the compound becomes trapped in crevices. The most powerful solution is simple. Wash the feet carefully and dry between each toe. It sounds small, but for many people, this is the step that changes everything. And now, the sixth and most important area, the neck, the jawline, and the area behind the jaw. This is the region closest to another person's nose during conversation, hugging, or any interaction. And according to scientists from the Navel Chemical Senses Center, this area produces the highest concentration of age-related odor. Not the armpits, not the back, the neck. Elderly people often wash it quickly, without pressure, skipping the folds and the area behind the ears. Yet this region alone can account for nearly 90% of noticeable odor. Washing it thoroughly with upward circular motions for 30 seconds each day can transform the way someone smells almost instantly. So now you know the 6 areas. But the real power comes from understanding what this means beyond hygiene. It means the odor that has silently created distance in families can be removed. It means grandparents who stopped hugging out of embarrassment can embrace freely again. It means elderly people who felt judged, ashamed, or confused can feel normal again. It means that dignity can be restored with nothing more than awareness and gentle daily care. Imagine telling someone you love that they are not dirty. They are not unclean. They are not the problem. Their body simply changed. And now, with this knowledge, they can change the way they feel in just a few days. You have the power to give them that gift. A gift of confidence, a gift of closeness, a gift of relief from something they never understood. So the next time you notice that familiar scent, don't judge. Don't withdraw. Don't feel uncomfortable. Instead, remember what you learned today. Remember that the solution is simple, the process is gentle, and the change is remarkable. And maybe, just maybe, share this information with someone who needs it. Because nobody deserves to feel ashamed of something they can fix so easily. And nobody deserves to suffer silently when the answer is as simple as washing the right 6 places. Thank you for watching. And if this video opened your eyes or helped you understand someone you love a little better, consider subscribing and staying with us. There is so much more to learn about aging with dignity, living with confidence, and caring for the people who raised us.